G'day guys, my name's Dean, or as most of you know me, Twisty, and today I'm going to be taking you through my AFL round preview for round 1. Now, obviously my voice isn't fabulous, and here's why.
We're stronger, baby. Away from Tiger, yellow and black. Away from Tiger, woo!
Yes, that's right, the Tigers did get over the line on Thursday night. If you do enjoy today's video, please leave a big thumbs up so I can keep doing these because I'm putting a lot of effort into them, so let me know what you think. First game we're going to be looking at is Melbourne v GWS. Now, it's going to be a very interesting one. This is probably one of the hardest games to pick of the round for me because Melbourne's coming off a really good pre-season and the Giants are a team that are looking to play finals. So you think about, you know, the big matchup there and you think probably in the ruck. Mumford versus Gawn. You know, both players super big presences. Mumford obviously is a key to the Giants. If he plays well, the Giants win, and if he doesn't play well, then they're probably not going to get over the line. The big thing here is that Cameron's not playing. So if Jeremy Cameron's not there, Jesse Hogan can kick 4 or 5 goals, but who's going to do it for GWS? Stevie J? I'm not quite sure that he's capable of kicking 5 goals single-handedly for a side to get him over the line. I've got the Giants to sneak over the line in this one only because they want to be a finals side this year, and the only way they're going to do that is if they beat teams that are pushing them like Melbourne. On to the Saturday twilight match, we got the Bombers taking on the Gold Coast Suns up in the Gold Coast there at Metricon Stadium, and for me this thing's about 2 things. One, how will Essendon's top-up players go? I mean, it's early in the season, they should be fresh, they should be ready to go. And the other big thing for me is the return of Gaz. Is Gary Ablett going to be at his brilliant best? And I am a huge Gary Ablett fan. He's my favourite player to watch. Every time he gets near the ball, he just looks like he's going to do something special with it. So I want Gaz to play really well. I think the Suns will get over the line easily. They are probably the one team that Essendon would fancy themselves a chance against. But I do think the Gold Coast at home, they're going to be a much better team than a lot of people are anticipating, purely because they missed a lot of their midfield last year. They get a lot back through injury this year, so it's almost as if they're going to have a fresh team going into this season, and I think the Suns, will get over the line today. Next game, North Melbourne v Adelaide. North Melbourne have won like one of the past 9 round 1 games, and they've actually lost 4 of the last 5 against the Crows. Now, I think Adelaide's going to beat North Melbourne here, and it's going to be interesting because I want to see how well Adelaide will go without Patrick Dangerfield. Last year, they were ranked 2nd in the competition for contested possessions. Dangerfield had an average of 15 per game. You take those 15 away, they become last in the competition. So whether or not Adelaide can, as a collective, make up for the loss of Patrick Dangerfield will be determining how well they go this season, and I guess how well they go in this game. North Melbourne, they got 6 blokes over 30 in their best 22. How are they going to cope with the less rotations, and will they still be able to output as good as they can in their later years with these rotation caps, and will they be able to run out games as fluently as before? Look, I think the Crows can pull off an upset here. I just feel that they're going to do something early on the season. I don't know if either of these teams will make the finals, but they'll certainly be thereabouts. But it's Adelaide for me. Moving along to the other Saturday night game, we go to the SCG. We got Sydney v Collingwood. It's a big game, very big game for both clubs. I think Collingwood think that they're a lot better than they are, which is probably a big statement coming into tonight, seeing as I don't know what's going to happen. And Sydney are a stronger team than a lot of people think they are. They think they're going to drop out of the 8. I think the main problem for Sydney is probably their defence. Their defence very old, and you know, you've got guys like Richards and Grundy as sort of like their main 2 defenders. Nick Smith's coming through, but he's not a big key position player, so it's going to be hard to see their defence being able to, you know, hold up against some of the bigger, stronger forward lines. Collingwood really only have Cloak and Moore, and Travis Cloak can't kick goals. I think what's going to really hurt Collingwood tonight is Varco is missing. Got a hamstring injury, going to be out for 4 weeks. So if Trav Varco was playing, I would pick Collingwood to get over the line here. But seeing as he's not, I'm going to pick the Swans, Buddy to kick a couple of goals, and they are going to be a big finals threat if they finish somewhere in that bottom half of the 8. But Sydney for me at home. On to the Sunday game now. We've got Western Bulldogs taking on the Fremantle Dockers. This is a huge clash between two very much finals contenders, very much top 4 contenders. Now, we see the Bulldogs are a super quick side, Freo are, I guess, a more defensive mindseted side, and at Etihad Stadium, I think the Dogs are going to have the edge, purely because it's at home. I think the dimensions of the ground are a bit smaller than Subiaco. I think it's a bit narrower. I don't think that's going to issue the Dogs. They are going to just monster this Fremantle defence. They got no Sanderlands, which is a huge miss for Freo. If he was playing, I would say they're done and dusted. That's a win. But no Sanderlands, won their best and fairest last year. Half the reason that their clearance players are able to get the ball out of the middle, because they're the #1 clearance side in the comp, Freo. But if they've got no ruckman to give it to them, I'm going to see it very difficult for Fremantle to be able to get over the line in this one. Dogs are #3 for inside 50s, and with Stringer, Boyd, and, well, Cramery's not down there anymore, but with Stringer, Boyd, and Dixon in your forward 50, 9 times out of 10, they're going to kick you a goal. So I think those 3 guys are going to kick a match-winning score for the Bulldogs today, and they're going to get over the line against Freo. On to Adelaide Oval now, and we've got Port Adelaide taking on the Saints. This one's a no-brainer for me. As good as St Kilda have sort of shown in the last few years, they have yet to take that next step. So Port Adelaide, as much as they've teased us over the few years, they're gonna come back this season. I don't know how strongly they're gonna come back. Maybe they might not even get back to their best at all. But I think Port Adelaide are gonna at least start the season strong. They've got a good draw early. If they can win the first 4 or 5 games, they're at a good run to go to the finals. So I think Port Adelaide, for me, gonna win this game pretty convincingly too. And it'll be good to see how Charlie Dixon goes, because, you know, comes in, Saints have a pretty inexperienced defence, and if they've got Schultz, Dixon and Westhoff all in that forward line for Port Adelaide, they're going to be a very hard team to stop. Sunday twilight, probably the most obvious winner out of the weekend so far, and it's going to be West Coast taking on the Brisbane Lions. You'd think the Eagles would get over the line, coming off their grand final belting that they took last year, and I just think that they're going to take apart this Brisbane side. But Brisbane are a much improved side. The only real issue for me is they got no Dane Beams, and without him, they're going to have very little chance of doing a lot unless all of their key players stand up. I think there's no Zorko as well, which makes it even harder for them. So Brisbane, I'm sorry, you're in for a tough one this weekend. The who am I talking about? The Eagles are going to get over the line against the Lions. Big game, this next one. Huge game, Easter Monday. Geelong take on the Hawks. This is a big clash between two sides who are predicted to both make the top 4. Geelong has a very favourable draw, and Hawthorn, coming off the back of 3 premierships, why would you expect anything else? For me, you look at the Hawthorn team, you see who's missing. Shields, Hill, Roughhead, what's his name? Brian Lake retired. Suckling goes to the Dogs. So it's not the exact same lineup that Hawthorn had last season. They're missing some of that outside run with Shields and Hill, but I still think that Hawthorn, being Hawthorn, will still be able to make that up and actually get over the line here against Geelong. I know Geelong are a much improved side, but they're not going to win a premiership off the back of Dangerfield. And Selwood is going to play extraordinary football this year if everyone's going to be eyes on Dangerfield. And I just think that as good as Geelong will be this season, they are not going to beat Hawthorn in round 1. But I've been wrong before. Anyway, thanks for watching today's video. Let me know what you guys think in the description or in the comments below. And I will obviously have my tips up on the screen right now, so let me know what you think. We'll see if I'm right when I do my round wrap-up on Tuesday now. Monday or Tuesday I'll do my round wrap-up. And it'll be interesting to see how I've gone, how you guys have gone. Round 1 I normally get about 3 tips right, but given Richmond already won, I'm already 1 down, so surely I can't get many more wrong. Anyway, thank you for watching, and until I see you guys next time, have a good one, and happy Easter. I'll see you guys later.